Hello there. I found this cool study from Alois Wotawa, and it's Why to Move and Win. Very, very interesting study, I must say. But I'm not going to tell you anything more than this now. Can you find the way white moves from here and win this game? Pause the video now, have a look at it, and we'll go over everything together after that. All right, go ahead. Okay, you had your chance. So here we go. Well, of course, we want to push this pawn and really put pressure on Black's king, but the queen is pinning this pawn, and we have some issues with that. And also, we have some issues with this knight being able to attack and protect some squares here. So the best move for white is to sacrifice the rook on e6. Let's just look at one other move that might come into play. Queen e7 looks pretty strong, threatening checkmate here, but black has this. That's why we have to take away the knight. Knight takes f4. As I said, this pawn is pinned, so we cannot move. We have to go down, and from here, actually, black can sacrifice his knight, and this is an even game. He can now try to escape with his king. Black is still a pawn up, and we're not getting anywhere. So we have to get rid of this knight. The right move is rook takes e6. And there are some variations where black doesn't take back, and I'm going to circle back to that later. But for now, we're going to look at the main line, which is black takes the rook. Okay, so white's turn now. How do we proceed from here? Now we're a rook down, but we can still win this. We are winning this if we find the right move. Can you see it? Here we go. Well, we sacrificed the rook, so why not sacrifice the queen also? Just leaving us with pawns. This is just amazing move. Queen g7. Okay, let's look at the obvious first. If black takes, well, we have a mate in 3 moves with our pawns. Like this. Amazing. Wow. So cool. All right. So obviously black cannot take on g7. He has to find something else. We cannot move his rook to defend his queen because it's checkmate here. So he has to move away the queen, otherwise we just take it. Or play e5. Let's look at e5 first. Okay, then we take the rook, and we are threatening to take on h7 with a checkmate. And black cannot play h6 in this position because of queen takes e5, check. Well, if it takes, then it's a checkmate here. And if he just puts his pawn in between, we can take the queen, but we can also checkmate, which we of course prefer. So h6 is not possible, and it's not possible to move his queen to protect h7 either, because we have the same variation as we looked at before. The checkmate with the pawns, like this. So after queen takes on h8, black is forced to play king h6. And from here, white is winning fairly easy also. Queen f8 check. He has to go back to h5, and then we put our queen on g7. So we just moved it to here, and then we have the same position. But now black cannot play his king to h6. And of course, he cannot play the pawn. Same variation as before. So black is giving a check on c8 to just get some tempo and move our king away. But this is still not doing anything good. We are still threatening here to take, and then checkmate down on h3. And now he has to play h6. And now we have a good move. We can take care with a check, but it's actually even better to just play queen f6, threatening checkmate down here. And it's very, very hard for black to protect against this. If he tries his queen in here, then we take with the check. He cannot put his pawn in between because of the checkmate, so he has to put his queen up here. And then it's just simple to exchange, and we see that we win this. This pawn will win, and we will move our king here, so we don't have to look more at that. So what about g5 right away? Well, we give a check on f7. King is forced to g4, and then we can just simply take the pawn on e5. That is threatening checkmate on f3 with a queen, and he cannot move his king right now, so he has to move his queen to protect it like this. And the same again, the easiest way to win this is just to give a check anyway, exchange queens. And this is, of course, easy win with our pawns. Either we take and we run here, or it goes here, then we can just play like this. He cannot take because of this. So it's an easy win. All right, so that was what happened after e5. This queen g7 and e5. So black has to do something else. What is he trying then? He cannot move the queen anywhere away from the third rank because of the checkmate. And as we saw, we can't move his rook because we take on h7 with checkmate. And the same here, it's a checkmate. So we just try to move the queen, maybe to e3, give away the rook, probably the best, but it's similar variations to what happened before. Like this, then we can go to, I think, f6, threatening checkmate. And he can't really protect against that. So, really, this is not doing anything good. Same here. I mean, if he tries to just protect, then we have the checkmate with the pawns. And king h6. We are looking at the same variations here. Now we can't check on f8, but we can play queen f6. And remember now, we are pawn up in this position. We have him under pressure, and we are pawn up. And it's really winning. Let's see. Queen b4 is the move that the computer suggests. And we play g4, and we're gonna really force him like this. With threatening the checkmate, so he cannot really move. Just have to go back and front from the third rank, but now we can force him up and get our queen to g7, and it's the same variation. So everything is winning after that. All right, let's go start from the beginning, because I told you also I'm going to show you what happens if black doesn't take back on e6. Okay, what happens if we play f5? Well, we play queen e7, and we threaten the checkmate here, and it's just impossible to protect against that. It's forced to play king h6, and then we can just move in down to the 8th rank, something like this. Move our rook, and the queen will come in and checkmate. Either there, or here, or here. Any of these three. You cannot protect against all. Okay. So, well, if he tries to get his rook out, something like this, then we just take on f7, threatening the checkmate on h7. Maybe tries to protect like this. Then we have this beautiful rook e5 check. And okay, like things I can sacrifice here if we take back and lose our queen. But we have this nice little g4 check, king a6. Now we can move with the check Still threatening the queen. He has to put it in between. And it's a checkmate. It's going to be a checkmate in every way, even if it doesn't take back on e6. And there's a million variation. I cannot show them all to you, but it's okay. Let's do the last one. If it moves his king to protect this pawn, that could be a good one. But queen e7 threatens the rook and threatens checkmate. So the queen can go to e7 or take on f7. It's all good. All right, that's it. If I missed any variation, sorry about that. You have to find out for yourselves. Have a great day, and remember to come back to my channel and see my videos. See you next time. Bye bye.